Assalamu alaikum. This is Pratusha Burwa welcoming you to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. Pressure increasing on roads, railways and waterways as working people start returning to capital spending Eid holiday. Police heightened security as capital Dhaka still largely empty on occasion of Eid. Entire Pothinga in Chattogram, including sea beach, were festive mood as people trying to spend Eid holidays. US President Trump postponed strikes on power plants, saying had talks with Iran. Iran denies the claim. And Manchester City clinched Carabao Cup title, defeating Arsenal by 2-0 goals. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. People have started to return to the busy capital of Dhaka after celebrating Eid al-Fitr with their loved ones. Workers of various professions are heading back to Dhaka in pursuit of their livelihoods as the 7-day holiday has come to an end today. Pressure has started to increase on roads, railways and waterways due to the return of Eid holiday makers. They said this year's return journey has been relatively comfortable due to the extended holiday. Many expressed happiness over being able to spend a longer time with their families, noting that they are now returning to the city once again driven by the demands of their livelihoods. The capital city of Dhaka remains largely empty on the third day of Eid al-Fitr. Instead of the usual hustle and bustle, traffic congestion and business, a sense of quietness now prevails across the country. With empty roads, fewer vehicles and a relaxed environment, Dhaka has turned into a city for recreational activities during this Eid period. Some people have gone out with their families for an outing, some have headed to recreational centers while others are out enjoying rickshaw rides. However, taking advantage of the empty roads, reckless driving is being observed in some areas. As a result, the risk of accidents increased. Keeping this in mind, law enforcement agencies are active at various points across the capital. In addition, police are conducting regular patrols at important points of the city. The joy of Eid seems to be coming to an end as today was the third day of Eid and the last day of 7-day government holiday. The entire area of Pothinga in Chattogram, including the sea beach, was turned into a region of festivals where people flock to spend Eid holidays with near and dear ones in the magic of blue waters. Huge crowds of visitors were seen at the beach since morning. Not only the local visitors but also many tourists from far and wide have come to spend time in the beach. And this extra pressure from tourists also made the faces of traders on the beach smile. Tourist police were busy managing the crowd and ensuring the safety of tourists. They repeatedly warned the visitors not to go in the deep water to avoid any accident in the sea. The parade marking the Great Independence and National Day is scheduled to be held under the directive of the Ministry of Liberation War Affairs with supervision by the Armed Forces Division and arrangement by the 9th Infantry Division. Members of various military and paramilitary forces are currently preparing for the parade at the National Parade Ground. Construction work is underway for large pavilions and the main stage. Personnel from the Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Police, BGB and BNCC are busy with final rehearsals, sharpening their performance through continuous exercise. This year's parade will feature several specialized units of the Bangladesh Army, including Present Guard Regiment, Armored Contingent, East Bengal Contingent, and Bangladesh Infantry Regiment Contingent. A national flag-bearing contingent comprising members from different forces will also take part. In addition to contingents from Bangladesh Navy and Air Force, units from Border Guard Bangladesh, Bangladesh Coast Guard, Bangladesh Police, Bangladesh Ansar and VDP, and a paratrooper contingent will participate in the parade. Moreover, mechanized units will join the infantry, showcasing a range of heavy military hardware, advanced technologies and equipment from the armed forces and other agencies in this year's parade. The market situation remains largely normal after Eid al-Fitr as the prices of daily commodities have shown a tendency to remain stable like before. Market concerns that the presence of buyers in the market is low, customers' demand is very limited and sales are also low. So there has been no negative impact on the price situation in the market. Rather, everything is continuing is a positive cycle. However, Sonali and farm chicken are being sold at higher prices. Furthermore, buyers complain that the price of mutton and beef are comparatively high. As a result, there is a mixed reaction between buyers and sellers regarding prices. Sellers said that after Eid, the price of vegetables has decreased by 20 to 40 taka per kg. Additionally, a comfortable situation has been seen in the market of onions and eggs. Red eggs are being sold at 100 taka per dozen and white eggs at 90 taka per wholesale price. Local onions are being sold at 40 taka per kg. The markets for rice, lentils, oil and sugar remains as before. These products are being sold at government fixed prices. Concerned people expect that if the supply of goods remains normal after Eid, the prices of all kinds of vegetables will decrease further. Now, international news. US President Donald Trump has said he has postponed threatened strikes on Iranian power plants. He said he has postponed the strikes as the US and Iran have held talks on the complete and total resolution of hostilities in the Middle East. However, Iran's foreign ministry denied such talks have taken place. On Saturday night, Trump had given Iran a 48-hour ultimatum to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, or he said the US would obliterate Iranian power plant. Trump's latest message is perhaps his most conciliatory since the war began, but it leaves significant unanswered questions. During a call late on Sunday, the British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and Trump agreed that reopening the Strait of Hormuz is essential to resume the global shipping. In response, Iran threatened that if its power plants were attacked, it would carry out retaliatory strikes on US and Israeli energy facilities. Meanwhile, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said that U.S. military operations would continue until Iran's defense bases in the Strait of Hormuz are completely destroyed. He made this statement in an interview with the U.S. media outlet NBC News. In a statement broadcast on state television, Iran's military command Qatam al-Anbiya said even if a single bomb hit Iran's power infrastructure, the Strait of Hormuz would be completely shut down for an indefinite period. The route will not be reopened until the destroyed power plants are rebuilt. Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Egypt and Pakistan held a meeting in Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia, with the aim of reaching a defense cooperation agreement. Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr al-Bilati, Turkey's Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan, Saudi Arabia's Foreign Minister Faisal bin Farhan, and Pakistan's Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar took part in the meeting. They met on the sidelines of a conference of Islamic countries in Riyadh. During the meeting, the countries discussed for the first time ways to integrate their capabilities. Turkey has been trying since last year to reach a defense agreement with Pakistan and Saudi Arabia. Earlier this year, Pakistan stated that work on such agreement has been underway for the past year. Ankara is also attempting to include Egypt in the alliance. Sources said the agreement will not include NATO-style military guarantees or obligations, rather it will function as a security platform for broader cooperation in defense system and other defense-related matters. Amid the U.S. oil embargo and the crisis of aging infrastructure, Cuba's national power grid completely collapsed. This led to the country experiencing its third nationwide electricity outage in March. According to the Cuban Ministry of Energy and Minerals, from that moment onward, other machines connected to the grid also began malfunctioning one after another. To manage the situation, generator units were activated to keep the essential facilities, hospitals, and water supply systems operational. President Miguel Diaz-Canel stated that the island nation has not received any oil from foreign suppliers for 3 months. Cuba can produce only 40% of the fuel needed to keep its economic machinery running. Back to national news. Member of Parliament of Chattogram 9 constituency Abu Sufyan exchanged Eid greetings with local people and the BNP leaders and activists in Chattogram yesterday. The massed people of his constituency and leaders and activists of BNP and its affiliate and associate organizations were present at the program at a community center in the city. MP Abu Sufyan expressed his best wishes to all on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr in the program. Now, sports news. Football. Manchester City win the League Cup, increasing Arsenal's disappointment. Manchester City win the title for the first time in 4 seasons after beating the Arsenal by 2-0 goals. Although Arsenal led in the first half at Wembley Stadium with attacks and counter-attacks, neither team was able to score any goal. However, Manchester City took the lead with their first shot on the goal post in the 60th minute. Although Ryan Cherki's powerful shot from the box from Bernardo Silva's pass was within reach, keeper Arrizabalaga could not prevent the shot. Nico O'Reilly received the ball in the front of the goal and headed it to the net. Then within 4 minutes, Manchester City doubled the lead again through O'Reilly's score of the second goal. This time, the left back headed in the cross from Matthias Nunes from the right. After that, Mikel Arteta's team could not return to the match and Manchester